Hello everyone, welcome to the last Natufian. This is episode 8 in reading the Pillars of Göbekli Tepe. I'm Herman Lewis and it's my pleasure to bring you this information. And today we're going to talk about, or I'm going to read, Pillars 22, 30, 33, 38, and a fragment that probably shouldn't be in Enclosure D, and I'll include it in Enclosure H as well. As always, I want to remind everybody the pillar rules. When they made the pillars, there were certain things they had rules. No specific people, no places. In other words, they didn't give away their secrets where their settlements were. The terrain is on the faces like this. That's Haran and the sheep mountains outside of it. And rivers are on the edges. And we're going to see plenty of that right now with these pillars. But on the first one, however, on pillar 22, it shows a relief of a snake and a fox. Now, I do know what the fox is. We've seen that before. It's the fox right outside of Haran, but there's not enough information to tell me more about this pillar. So we're going to move on to pillar 30, which is very beautiful. Pillar 30. Okay. Pillar 30 gives us some clues. We've got Karak-a-Dag right here, right? And some snakes that we know are rivers. So when we look at pillar 43, it's already told us Karak-a-Dag's here. Here's the Syrian coastline. We know that's Karak-a-Dag. It's used this way almost all the time. I've found one other use of it, and it's coming up. But typically Karak-a-Dag is this way, and this would either be the mountains that, where they're draining into the mountains beneath Karak-a-Dag, or it's the area around Surak, right? So in this case here, it's Karak-a-Dag. So we know that there's a watershed that comes between these two mountains here and then down into the Euphrates, right? All right, so Karak-a-Dag, we've got to the right. They're specifically saying to the right there is something, a stream that we should follow. So let's take a look at that. We'll go to Google Maps. Actually, let's keep them both on the screen, right? Let's do that. I think that's easier for you to see. All right. And here we go. So here is Haran, here is Karak-a-Dag up here, and there's the watershed comes through here. Here's the pillar, or I don't want to say the hand, the dumbbell that lays down like that, and the water would come through here, right? The river, you can see it coming through here. All right, let's go on to satellite mode. You're going to be blown away about the beauty of this. It really is beautiful. Okay, first off, Karak-a-Dag. You can see where it's pinched off here and here, just like here and here. They're saying the right stream. Follow the right stream to where it stops. And sure enough, the right stream is right there. You see it? So here's the watershed, and it stops right there. So we're going to be talking about all in here. Now I'm going to zoom in. You're going to see how wonderful this is. This really is great. Okay, Karak-a-Dag. Here's the one on the right, Karak-a-Dag, here's the one on the right, okay? And then it turns into multiple snakes, and it sure does. So one snake turns into two, which turns into three. One snake turns into two, which turns into three. Now, the way to read this is, okay, they even turn correctly. All right, let me line this up, so the one snake goes off to the right, comes back to the left, merges with the second snake. The second snake then comes down and merges with the third snake. See the thin one there? And then these three become this strong snake with this animal. So it's like you're reading right to left. So you've got 1, 2, 3 becomes this snake here, and that's the river. Okay, well, I'll show you the river in a minute, but watch how beautiful this is. Watch how beautiful this is. Okay, so here's this snake here. So 1, 2, 3 becomes 1. Watch, see that straight one here, and then see that straight part here, and then it turns. Here's the straight part here. It turns around Tal Amir, comes back around, and then to the head. Comes back around to the head, to right here at Samuka. Okay, then this mountain range here, you see that? That's that animal right there. You see the legs comes right here to where the river comes right here, right? And there it is, right there. Kizwan Dagi. Front legs right here, back legs right where it says it. The river is shaped exactly like it is on here. So you just read it right to left. Just absolutely beautiful. 1, 2, 3 rivers become one river here and into that mountain. That is just stunningly beautiful. Stunningly beautiful. So they'd be talking about the activity in here. All right, so that's 30. D30. 31 we've talked about already with D18, and D33 has a lot to unpack too, but this is also the Euphrates. This is fantastic, okay? So what we have here is you've got the two birds, you have, and their water, the legs are draining. Well, one is the mountains of the Euphrates, the other one, the mountains drain into it. Here is the Euphrates River from the mountains up high. You can see the change in the mountains, the three rivers here. You've got the dumbbell right here, and that's around Sirach, right? The Euphrates. And then it all drains in towards Iraq. Now, we've seen that six-legged bug before. Now I want to show you some detail here. Okay, the six-legged bug it starts with a six-legged bug, then the river continues, the three rivers. The three rivers is the Euphrates. That's what they're referring to. And then there's a cow, and then there's an eight-legged bug down here. Also, on the other side, again, it's land. This is terrain. The fox from Haran, the legs of Haran, all that water is also going in here. So what it's saying is that all the water from the birds and from Haran here are going into the Euphrates, into Iraq. Now we've seen the bug. We know that the six-legged bug is Iraq because we saw it on the side here. So here's the Euphrates. I said in the previous videos that on the side would be Iraq, and here it is. Here's the Tigris River, and here's Iraq with a six-legged bug right there. So we know that. So when you look at this on the big map, you've got the Euphrates starts with the bull up here, comes through, here's one bird on its side, from its legs, the mountains on the topographical map, all the water that does drain off these mountains goes into the Euphrates. The red bird, the second use of it, all of its water, of course, goes into the Euphrates, down into Iraq. And the legs of the fox goes into Haran, and that drains right through here, all the way into here. So all the water really goes into Iraq, into Baghdad and then Basra, all right? And that's what they're talking about. Now, but as far as the six legs and the eight legs, right here around Baghdad, when you count them, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rivers come together right here. They don't come together, but they're right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rivers. Then it opens up. That's where the cow would be. And then there's 2 more rivers added right here. That's 8, right? So you've got the river, the waters of the legs of the birds. You've got, and this is the second use of remember I said it was Karakadag? Well, here let me show you on the map here. I think this is a newer drawing too, not as old as the other ones. However, you've got, see, it looks like a chicken. Here's the Euphrates, and they're saying it's right here. Here is the dumbbell. It is around Sirach, okay? And we've shown that before. So all they're saying is that all the water, that's the bird that's around the Euphrates, you know what I mean, in here, and then its waters are all going in, and here are the legs of the bird itself. It's all going into the Euphrates right here. Now, interesting here, is that a cow? I mean, a bull? Are those horns right there? I don't know. Or is that either one would work if that was a dumbbell laying down or if that was a bull. Or up here, some horns, something way up in here. And then that would drop down into here. Here's Sirach, here is Baghdad, and then there's Basra. Just beautiful. Now, the birds above them. Now, the birds above all of this. See them? They're different birds, right? They're different than these. They're much bigger, they're hardy, and they look like that, right? Absolutely they do. Why? Because the Turkish lake van becomes home to whooper swans from Siberia. These swans are big, they're massive, they migrate every year from Siberia to Turkey, okay? And where do they go? Well, here are the birds, the heads right here. Here's the lakes right here. Lake Van is right here, okay? So all these lakes would have those birds, and they would know it. That would be some good eating. These are big birds, right? So there you have it. That's what they're talking about. They've got all the waters going into the Euphrates, the sections of the Euphrates all the way down to Basra, right? From the Euphrates where it starts, and then above the Euphrates, you've got the whooper swans in here. Pretty clever about the six legs and 8 legs, right? On the as far as Baghdad and Basra, right? So that is a beautiful, beautiful pillar 33. Like the swans, huh? That was a good pickup. Okay, moving on to D38. This one's a lot easier. D38 shows a fox or two, but let's just say it's a fox and a boar, and there's some birds down there. Well, there's more birds. They're those ducks. See how many of them? There's 3, 4, 5, whatever. We know where this is. We know where this is, okay? And here you go. You've got the ducks, the boar, and the fox. Right here, fox, boar, birds. So they're really looking at it from the other angle, right, is what they're doing. From the fox, the boar, to they're just looking at it in a different upside down version of it, right? Probably for those folks to understand that are coming from that direction. My guess is it's from Turkey or to Turkey, either one. But that's really all there is to it. And here's just another picture of it. And that's it. There's nothing more to it. It's just in the perfect sequence as it is on the maps, right? That's D38. D43 we've done. That's the vulture stone. Beautiful, big, beautiful. Unlocked a lot of keys to the rest of the pillars. But I want to show you one thing, and it has to do with this next fragment. Okay. When they show this, there was a flood. You can see it's a wall of water. That is Egypt. You can see the long tail. That's the Sphinx. They're just saying it's the people of Egypt. That little bug, I believe, is the people of Israel or Lebanon, and they're right along the coast. And up the coast, if you go to the left, it's all in sequence. If this is Israel, that's Egypt, that's Libya, okay? And that's going to come into play. So you've got the vulture here, the lion, and this structure here, okay? That's going to come into play in just a minute. But anyway, if you want to see more on the vulture stone, it's beautiful. Please see the earlier videos. There's plenty of information on that. We're going to move from D43 now to the D fragment. Now, remember what I said about D43. Here we've got the vulture and the lion looking to the left. We're starting to look at war now. Prior to this, it was just maps. It looks like harmony. They were farming. They were getting smarter. But now, as you can see, the reliefs are getting a little, how do you want to say, it's different artwork. And so here you've got the vulture to the left. You've got the lion to the left. They're fighting with Libya. That is the symbol for the people of Libya. So that's not a head that's off. They're just missing the top piece here. And so I'm being a little subjective, but that's really the only explanation, right? So there you go. You've got, and because they used it earlier to talk about the peoples. So when you look at a map, you'll see it right here. So here you've got Israel, Lebanon. That would be the vulture, right? Running the vulture. The vulture's right there. You can see it, right? Sitting on its legs. So it's the people of this area teaming up with Egypt, nice and strong, and somebody's coming from Libya up here. They're attacking Libya up there. And I just put this in here because, well, here you go. Because the vulture, here's the vulture, here's the Sphinx, the lion, and they are warring. And you're going to see more of that in Enclosure H on the next video. Well, that concludes all of Enclosure D. I hope you're happy with this. I am. I mean, it's a wonderful discovery. It's an amazing discovery. What can I say? I didn't look for this. It fell into my lap. My family calls me the last Natufian. I love it. And I'm looking forward to the next video on Enclosure H to figure this out. Then I'm going to do a couple more that's going to blow your mind even further. All right? So thank you for watching this video. Please tune in to the next one. Prost.